At LV, our car insurance comes from the heart. That's why we've just launched our new multi-car cover. One policy and one renewal date means it's one simple way for you to save on your family's cars. So just imagine how much you can save by insuring 2, 3, or even more cars with us. To get your exclusive multi-car discount from the Which Insurance Provider of the Year 2017, go direct to lv.com. T's and C's apply.
Ladies and gentlemen, podcasting since 2005 with over 3 million downloads. You are listening to Gamertag Radio with your hosts Godfrey, Pete Rock, Paris, Poston, and Lady Luck. Come on.
All right, this is Godfrey. Welcome to Gamertag Radio, episode 455. And yeah, we have the whole. Well, now we're missing Pete. We're missing Pete this week, but we have Poston J. What's going on, Poston?
Hey, not so much. Just relaxing at home. Ready to talk about a bunch of games we've been playing. I know you've been playing a couple of gyms so far. I know I've been enjoying my time with my personal gym over here, so we have a lot to cover. So, all right, move on. Who else are we talking with on the other end of this line?
Yeah, who are you, sir? Present yourself.
I canceled WWE Network. I'm done. This is Hell in a Cell. This is pure trash. I'm done. I'm done to the Royal Rumble.
That's in January, so. Okay. Says you're going to take, 2 months off?
Well, we'll see, man. I might. Well, that's another podcast for another day. But dude,
that'll be for the balcony.
Yeah.
All right, very quick, guys. Head over to gamertagradio.com. Post your comments and feedback and listen to our past episodes. Also, give us a call, 786-273-7GTR. That's 786-273-7GTR. Email us, fanmail@gamertagradio.com. Make sure to do that, man. All right. Very quick. Very, very quick. Yes, I know there's a lot of people that have been asking me via Xbox Live and on Twitter, and they've been taking screenshots of my name. I don't know if they've been doing that with YouTube, Paris. But yes, guys, we have the new Halo game. We can't talk about it. Stop asking these questions. Just stay tuned. I promise we'll talk about it in the future, but we can't talk about it right now, okay?
I'll say this. I'd be on Twitch next Wednesday on the 29th. Maybe, for some reason.
Maybe? Okay. All right.
Throw that out there.
All right, so let's talk about something else, man. All right, so I think the other night, it was a couple of nights ago, Paris posted this on our chat. He's like, hey, guys, I'm listening to this Phil Spencer interview. He's on Podcast Unlocked. That's, for those that don't know, that's the IGN's Xbox podcast. It was, I think it came out a couple of days ago, this interview, and I heard it. I finally downloaded it. Took my time. I think it's like an hour long, 30 minutes long. I think something like that. You could also watch it on YouTube, the video of the interview. And I have to say, man, it was a pretty good interview, man. Like, Phil was very, very, very open about, him being the head of Xbox and all these changes that he's been doing for just 6 months. And, Ryan McCraffy, like, he's the host of the podcast. He asked some pretty good questions, man. Can't front. And, it seemed like Phil was very down to earth and willing to answer, like, any questions that pops up, during any interview. But I would like to get your opinion on Paris, because I know you finally got to listen to this interview and everything. And
well, see, now I'm the one that told you about the interview. I'm pretty sure I did listen to it. I'm just kidding. I thought it was a good interview, and he seemed very humble. He didn't try making excuses. He basically owned the fact that he sat at the leadership table for all the decisions they made a year ago with the Xbox One, which I thought was pretty cool. But they listen to, their customers. They listen to feedback. They've been aggressive with updating the box. He kind of somewhat crushed our dreams by saying that he shouldn't have retweeted that Rod Ferguson tweet about the Marcus Phoenix collection for Gears of War. So who knows? Maybe, maybe not. We'll get that. We'll see. But overall, you know, and I just did a balcony too. So shameless plug, guys, go check that out. Kind of talking about this a little bit in that since he's been the head of Xbox the last 6 months or so, I mean, they've been making a lot of changes. I mean, I as critical as I was a year ago about the Xbox One, I dig it. I really do. I can't front. I really dig the Xbox One. I like the direction that they're going. I'm seeing a lot of games on the horizon that I want to play on that system. And like I said, they've been so aggressive with the system updates. It's basically my media center now, you know, in on my main TV. So I got to say, I'm actually a happy Xbox One customer now. I really am.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you this, guys. Like behind the scenes, where we were at E3, we were at the Microsoft booth, and I'm not going to mention the name of the person that we were talking to, but we were waiting for the Halo Master Chief presentation. I think we had an appointment, and I was just there sitting down with Paris. By the way, a couple of famous people were walking by too. We were like, "Oh snap! Look who it is!" Whatever. So we were there, and this person that works at Microsoft came up to us, and he was like, "Look, you know, this idea of having it for $59.99, this price was Phil Spencer. He was the one that came up with this idea to make it happen, you know, because we thought it was going to be a little bit more expensive because of all the content they announced during E3. We're like, what? You know, so that was pretty cool. Like, you know, him making that decision, you know, all these updates, the messaging, like now he's, you know, going on to like different other podcasts, also like, you know, independent show, like the smaller shows. It's cool, like to see that from someone that is in that level. You know, I haven't seen that in a very long time from, you know, since I think maybe Peter Moore, I can say, when he used to work over there at Microsoft. So it's great to see them making these changes, and I gotta give him props. You know, like this is just the beginning. This has been only 6 months. I can imagine 2015, he's probably gonna go, like him and his team are gonna go all out, you know, to push the system even more. You know, so. Yeah. Boss, you want to say anything before we go to the next topic very quick?
No, I mean, I
about that
kind of agree with, I like the direction Xbox is heading right now. I've been enjoying my purchase for the last 6 months. I'm only going to enjoy it more starting next month. So many damn first-person shooters to play. It's ridiculous. But I mean, I enjoy owning both systems now. I feel like I'm complete as a gamer as far as the immediate future. And I'm really looking forward to the exclusives, really, because I kind of narrowed down like what I like on each console. Now I want to see what they got under the horsepower. What can we really do with these things? You know, cloud computing. I really would like for that to take off for the Xbox. I think that could make a world of difference in this whole differences between the things.
I wouldn't hold my breath on that
well,
one. Well,
I mean, we'll see.
No, I say that because you notice they don't mention that at all anymore, because I think it was simply a marketing term for dedicated
like blast processing, because they totally got me for this blast processing.
Yeah.
Shame.
Real quick before we move to the next topic, though, I have to, again, since this is the show of admissions for me, I got to say, I watched the Twitch stream from Respawn Entertainment, the hour presentation they had for the new features coming to Titanfall with co-op mode, you know, basically a horde mode and all that other stuff they got coming.
Yeah.
I'm back in. I'm starting playing Titanfall again. I'm back.
What was it that got your attention though? Because it was that horde mode. It really was. It's the overall thing, and I guess that's kind of the common theme. Just tying it into Microsoft, I got to give Respawn props for the updates that they have been putting on Titanfall. Bungie, pay attention, because this is how you do it correctly to keep customers engaged. I mean, they've aggressively updated Titanfall. It's a completely different game now at this point. I think it's fair to say with all these new features in there. I'm excited to go play it again. So Vicious 696, let's go do some 4-player co-op. I'm ready. Yeah. And remember, I mentioned this during our roundtable discussion in Vegas. I was like, Respawn's a smarter team than Bungie, and look how much like they've done like for the game for the past few months. So props to them.
Yeah, definitely props.
Yeah. All right, let's talk to Pawson. He's a huge Smash Brothers fan since day one. I know he's excited for the new Wii U version that's coming out. Pawson, the other day they made a couple of announcements, and the one that, well, actually there was two that got my attention. One is the 8-player co-op mode. I would like to get your opinion about this because I've been reading, some feedback about that, like some hands-on impressions, and people they're loving it. And this is not online. This is strictly local instead of the online stuff. Because I know that's one of the things you've been complaining about this generation that's been missing that big time.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, Smash Brothers to me is the pinnacle of the couch game. I enjoy my 3DS Smash online. It's fun to get a good match in, but it doesn't match the reason I enjoy Smash, which is, talking with buddies and all hacks. Basically having Smash has always been for me the common ground game, because if you're a fighting game gamer or you're a shooter or an RTS player, it's kind of hard to find one game that all your friends enjoy playing where one person's not dominant in one certain aspect. I think Smash Brothers is my favorite party game, essentially. I can treat it as a fighting game. I can play it seriously, but I can also just sit back and chill and relax, and that's what the 8-player thing is going to offer, and I'm really looking forward to that. Because, I didn't see that coming at all. That totally surprised me.
Same here.
Yeah, I thought that was madness.
When they announced this, I thought it was online. I was like, wow, 8-player online, that's going to be kind of chaotic.
That'd be dedicated servers. I don't think Nintendo wants to even mess with that whole beast. But, no, that's good. Why even bother putting something on that you're not 100% comfortable that it'll work in an online capacity? I'll tell you right now, I don't even think that 4-player matches online will probably be as good as you want them to be, just because that's the way netcode is. That's the way a 4-player fighting game acts. But again, this is a feature for the Wii U gamers. I'm glad they're adding things that separate the 3DS version, the Wii U version, farther apart. So one of the things they said when 3DS version came out,
I feel like I bought the cheaper version.
You got the bargain version essentially, because you already have a 3DS. Chances are you have to go out and buy one to get the game, and it's now something you have that most, I'd say 6 to 7 out of 10 with 3DS owners probably have it too. So you have something in common to play. But I'm glad they're putting more effort into the Wii U version to make it worth owning. It's not just a clone if you're owning two different versions of the same game. They're adding more modes. What got me excited was the announcement of the Smashboard mode, which is essentially them taking that style of Mario Party of you playing a virtual board game with your friends, but incorporating Smash into it. So just move one space and fight a quick little hyper battle, or fight a serious battle, or, everything in between. That's fun. To me, because you're always going to have those people that you play, especially Smash with, that they'll play 1 or 2 matches, realize that they're terrible at the game, not have a good time anymore. I'm really happy they're adding more modes to circumvent that problem. It's just yes, we get it. This game can be difficult if you understand if your opponent's really good at the game and you're not. But they designed all of these cool, fun mechanics and gameplay modes to basically reward you of saying, no matter how you play, we're going to reward you. I remember I saw someone on Twitter mention that the amount of unlockables in the Wii U version is insane. I was kind of turned off that there was only 35 challenges in the 3DS version of Smash. There's supposed to be way more than that in the Wii U version. So I'm looking forward to having a game that has unlockables, because that's always what Smash has been reliable for. You work towards getting new characters, new stages, especially the customizable items now that you can customize your fighter, make your own little Mii version. That'll be cool. The other big announcement is confirmation of they're doing DLC for Smash Brothers, at least if it's not just Mewtwo, who they announced, which is huge because he's such a fan favorite from Melee, and we never thought we'd get him back in the game. That's awesome. I really hope that means that Nintendo is taking DLC seriously for Smash Brothers, because I think that could put so much more life into the game, because you're never going to satisfy the hardcore Melee players. They're always going to say, no, it never been as good as Melee. We just want to play that competitively till the world stops turning. That's cool. Let's make the Wii U version unique and saying, well, if we're not going to go the hyper competitive route, let's give as many features as possible, because that's why I enjoy the new Smash so much. Is just this is my favorite new lineup of characters they've added so far. They all feel unique and different and fresh, and I really enjoy playing them all, and the old favorites are great too. I'm really looking forward to this package a lot. If I didn't already have 3 friends in an immediate area that already had Wii U's, I would go out and get one of the systems right now just for Bayonetta 2 and Smash Brothers, because it's a really fun time to be a Nintendo owner this holiday season. So if you don't have an Xbox or PlayStation and you got a Nintendo console, you ain't missing anything. You have a lot of fun crap to play this year, just like everybody else. So I'm excited.
Awesome.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
You're listening to Gamertag Radio.
All right. Now we could finally talk about this now, guys. We've been having out this game for, 2+ weeks,
Yep.
right? Let's talk about Sunset Overdrive, this exclusive Xbox One game that's coming out.
So exclusive, you haven't even played it yet.
Yeah. And but let's talk about this. Should we start with you, Pawson, or
I don't know, Paris? What's your stance? Do you want to go first or last? I know you got a lot to say.
Yeah, go Paris.
I would rather you guys talk.
All right, fair enough.
Not.
Okay. Dan, you want to start it off?
I look. I definitely don't think I should go first. I'll put it that way.
I mean, I just want to honestly ask if you couldn't wait to say your piece. But Danny, you want to start it off, and I'll.
Well, let's see. Okay, I'll go first, man. So I received this game, and look, I'm gonna go back to E3. I remember when they first announced this. I was like, oh, it looks cool. Then this past E3. We had a chance to check it out, behind closed doors and stuff. And I was like, oh, cool. It looks like a decent game. it's not something I'm going to run and buy, So after, months later, I slowly got more curious about the game. They've been showing some gameplay footage here and there and stuff. So I finally got the game. So, I was excited, gave up codes to the whole crew, Paris, Pawson, Pete, everybody. So I got started to play, and I believe the first hour or two, I was like, okay, this is decent. It's hard to get used to at first, because I'm this game at first, it feels like you're doing multiple things. It's not just grinding and running around and shooting. There's a lot of technical stuff you got to learn in this game too. So after the 2 hours, I feel like this game is a must-have for Xbox One owners that are not into, first-person shooters, or at least they want to try something totally new, or they're huge fans of Crackdown. I think that this is a truly must-have, in my opinion. The story is not, groundbreaking or anything like that, but there's some moments in the game that had me laughing. My girlfriend, she was checking me out, playing the game and stuff, and she was cracking up. She's like, well, what game is that you're playing? And I had to explain to her. She was like, man, it's pretty cool. So she even was telling me where to go, and when she sees certain items that's hidden throughout the city, because in Crackdown there's orbs, and this game there's multiple stuff. Some is a little bit way too hard in my opinion to find, and some it's it reminds me a lot of the orbs from Crackdown, So I was playing this nonstop, and I passed it in 2 days. So I strictly was focusing on just the story mode, no side quests, no challenges, none of that stuff. If I find items while going to different missions, I'll pick that up. But my focus was just the story, and I enjoyed it. I had a blast playing this. I customized my character. I bought some great weapons. I was saving up a lot of money, everything. So, I thought it was just gonna be one of those typical zombie games or something like that, at first. And eventually, you will get to see a lot of different enemies. And one of the things that I like the most about this game is the boss battles. It feels very, very epic. I didn't get that from playing, Crackdown. Crackdown, to me, it was the design and a lot of other things. But one of the weakest things that I didn't like about the game was battling those gangs, their bosses and stuff. Mm-hmm. It was it was whatever. This one, there was moments that really stood out a lot, and I'm still thinking about that, those moments in the game, that I got to play in here. So, but I would like to get your opinion, Pawson, because you're a fan of this type of type of game, you know. I just want to get your opinion about that.
No, and I am, and it's weird. Is I agree with you. When we saw this game at E3, I kind of rolled my eyes because the concept versus the execution just seemed like they were completely different pages for me. It is really one of those games you have to play to see if it's your kind of thing, and it's one of the few games I can say where it grew on me. Like you said, over that 2-hour initial period of learning how the movement mechanics work, the grinding, the jumping, the most efficient way to, you know, basically a game where you have to stay airborne because being on the ground will get you mobbed and killed. I really like this game. I see every time I come back to play it, I find something new that kind of captures my attention because there's so much stuff in this game. You brought up a good point that, you know, it takes a lot of inspiration from the Crackdown in terms of the placement of collectibles. This game, even though it's critical to getting new stuff, amps is what they call it, the ability to level up based on how well you perform in combat. I never found myself yet going out of my way to find any of that stuff like the orbs, but to me, it just seems like I could see myself playing this game for a while, so I don't feel like I'm in any rush. Like, when you surprised me when you said you beat the game so quickly, because, I mean, I've been playing it for probably 10 to 12 hours gameplay time, and I probably only got halfway through the story just because I keep getting distracted by all the side quests, and the writing is actually pretty damn good as a whole. Like, yeah, there's some cringe-worthy, haha, I get it, self-aware gamer jokes, but some of them are actually pretty funny. Like, overall, the writing, it surprised me. It's kind of the vibe that Borderlands was going for, and I feel like they kind of hit some of those notes a bit better than Borderlands did in terms of some of the slapstick humor stuff. But I just like the style. Everything works about the way the game is designed, the way it flows. I like the city and its different styles and sectors. I'm literally playing it right now as I talk with you guys because I just like the movement mechanics. It reminds me so much of Crackdown, how fun it was to run and jump over buildings, but now replacing that with bouncing and grinding. And really, you know, we really haven't had any kind of game that's kind of taking the place of Jet Set Radio and Jet Grind Radio since those games came out. This kind of fills that void for me. Just the sheer fact that I enjoy going from point A to point B. It's like there is fast travel, and I'm glad it's there, but I don't really use it because I see it's like, oh, it's on the other side of the city. I'll only find what the fastest way to go from this side to this side. You know, how much water can I jump over? You know, it's just fun because it makes everything, I guess, immersive in the fact that you never feel like you're bored, I guess, I'm playing it, just because there always is something happening, some mobs of enemies attacking you. I enjoy the plot, enjoy the side missions. This game really surprised me, is what this boils down to. Like, this is not the kind of game that I would have ran out and pre-ordered and paid $60 for. But once I got this in my hands and realized what this was and like what kind of void this filled, and like, you know, what kind of gaming am I not getting right now out of the games coming out, this fits nicely. Like, if you have an Xbox One, and even if you're planning to get Call of Duty or Halo or Far Cry or any number of things coming out next month, this is still so different from those games. I think you should at least try it. If not, like, I don't think I'll fully commit to what you said, Danny, that it's a must own, but it's damn near close. I think it's a must play. I think, like, you have to play this game to see if this is for you. But if it is,
you know why?
Go for it.
You know why I say that though? It's like those games that came out in the past and nobody really gave it like a chance because they were so focused on those like major titles, you know. And like, to me, this could be one of those cult classic games that 10 years from now people are still going to be talking about it. Like, and I know that no, the reason why I say this, Paris, is because when you finish this game, you will see why I like this game so much. Like, I wish I don't. The thing is, I don't want to like spoil the game at all. But let me tell you, like, I was very surprised with the things that they talked about in the game, giving props to like certain people, certain things. Like, dude,
just the name checking websites. Like when they said Reddit, I'm like, haha.
Don't say
GameFAQs. I'm like, haha, GameFAQs. The last time you heard that.
But I mean, there's more things. There's more things beyond that. You know,
like, things like that add up.
But not only that, but even like when the character dies, the respawn.
Oh my god, I completely forgot about that. That's the best respawn mechanic I've ever seen. It's all these little pop culture 80s, 90s films references. Like,
Yep, and not only that, games too. Like I seen like Portal.
Oh, you're right.
References of Portal. I seen everything, man. Like it's so good. And also one thing that surprised me a lot was because we were playing the campaign for like a week, right? Mm-hmm. And then a week later, they finally activated the multiplayer.
Yes.
So I got together with Pawson on Friday night. And we got together with Nick Puelos. He's from what's the name of the website? Paris? Oh my God.
Co-Optimus.
Co-Optimus. There you go. So I was right. Okay. It was him and also Ace Attorney. We got together and we started playing the multiplayer. Dude, the multiplayer even surprised me even more.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that multiplayer to be this so much fun. Like, so what you do is, okay, you get together with your friends, up to 8 players, and you pick certain section of the city, or you could just randomly pick anywhere from the city. All right, so you guys will have random missions, and you have a choice. Everybody votes. Okay, you have 2 choices. So the mode that gets, or the mission that gets the most, the most votes, that pops up, right? So then you guys have to race to that location where that mission is at. Right, so whoever gets first, you get the most points, right? And then you do the mission. Once you finish all the missions, depending if you guys finish all the missions, then it will eventually help you for the last major one, which is kind of like a horde mode. And that one was really, really hard because we only had like only 3 people.
Yeah, 3 people doing an 8-person thing, probably.
It took us two tries, but the last one that we did, we finally finished it. But it was tough, really, really tough. And depending the things that you do within the multiplayer, it also helps you unlock. You get money, and also you get like items for your character, and it's really, really good in my opinion. So
no, I agree. Like,
go for it.
I was gonna say, when I originally heard about the multiplayer, what I envisioned was like you described, like a pure horde mode, like the same derivative thing they've done for every game since the first Gears of War. Boy, was I wrong. Like, I really like the style of like the little micro mini games that you vote on, and they have modifiers, so they're essentially different every time, and there seems to be a good number of them. But it's just fun stuff. Like, it's like, cooperative and then compete. Like how quickly can one of you guys do your moves challenges faster? Getting from, like you said, the little things like getting from point A to point B, like racing each other to the objective. Just like that simple racing game mentality applied to this just works so well. Mm-hmm. And yeah, like I really want to try. It says it does up to 8-player multiplayer. I would love to do a full match of that, because even with like 3 people like we were doing, I was having a blast. And
so I can imagine with 8.
Yeah, with 8, that just sounds really good as long as the network code holds up.
And everybody had a different character, which was cool too, right?
Like Nick brought up a good point. He was just like, he said he played with a couple different people, and like you never really see the same character twice. There is literally so much diversity in this character creation system, and I love it that it doesn't like restrict you to that by basically saying like, oh, you made this character, now you're this character forever. It's like, no, you can change everything from your gender to your body size to hair, eyes, makeup, whenever you want. So you can just be like, I'm tired of looking like this. And you just change to something completely different. And that is so cool because, I love RPGs where you take all that time and effort to invest time in a character. But this makes so much more sense because you're rewarded with like basically clothes and hats and all that silly stuff that's, usually people scoff at. In this game, it's so appropriate that it's kind of the main goal. Is just like, I want to make, even cooler character with all this stuff that I can unlock. And in fact, that like you said, the multiplayer and the single player are connected, so you're earning the same stuff both ways. It's just one of those fun games that's well put together. The single player,
I think so, man. Like I think the reason why I'm so passionate about this game, like I'm not saying this is game of the year. I'm not saying that at all. Mm-hmm. But I feel like the experience that I went through playing the single player game, like I really want the listeners to at least give it a try and just finish the game, and you'll see why I like it so much.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you.
It's very different. It's very unique, and I think that supporting games like this, it will make developers create new IPs. And because, don't get me wrong, I love, the Halos and Call of Duties and all that stuff, but I love new IPs like this, man, like that stands out and so different and unique, So, and one of the things too that I like too is that, I'm walking around the city and I see Sunset TV. I was like, what is this?
Oh, yeah.
And I clicked it. And there's an actual video where it's a weekly show that you can check out anywhere throughout the city of the game. And there's going to be like, community news and competition and all that stuff. And the community will actually, could also vote for like whatever they see on the screen too. Like, I think they haven't really explained much about that stuff, but, I think that's pretty cool.
No, it's a neat
so I
thing.
think people should.
It auto updates, like it said. You just basically just.
And the soundtrack, I think the soundtrack, it's so well done. One of the songs that really stood out the most too was one of the first boss battle. I think the character, his name is Fizzy.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the
the mascot?
So, man, his character is hilarious, man. He is really, really funny, and I really enjoyed playing that. That's one of my favorite moments in the game, I think.
No, I gotta agree.
Of that first battle, So, but yeah, I know we said a lot of good things. I'm not saying this game is perfect. There's certain things that I wish they would have fixed, like the camera. I had to really get used to the camera.
Oh, really?
It was a little bit too crazy. Like certain moments in the game, it was a little bit too uncomfortable playing because of the camera, the way how it was pointing and stuff. So, but then eventually I figured out what to do, and it got better and better and better. But I think Insomniac did a great job, man.
Absolutely.
Like,
I mean, I'm trying to think the last time I had so much fun with other games, because I totally missed the whole Ratchet and Clank phase. So this is probably appealing to that part of the people that like those style of games, because I think it's a combination of a whole lot of great ideas into one nice little polish package. I mean, I can see why they got this game into people's hands early. I can see myself stopping playing this anytime soon. Like, now I'm back in full Xbox mode. I got my Xbox Live back. I'm ready for the holiday season. This is gonna become like Destiny, where I'm at least gonna check this once a day to do some more progress in the single player, mess around in multiplayer, see what's new if they keep adding content to the game. Yeah, I think they will. This is fun.
I think they will.
If you got an Xbox One, you kind of owe it yourself to at least check this out, because this is your big, AAA exclusive title for the year. If you're not a Forza fan, obviously. So I mean, it's at least worth checking out. Don't commit anything, but I'd like to. I don't know. To me, this is kind of one of those games that just hits all the right marks for what it's going for, and it impressed me. I'm surprised.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
You were listening to Gamertag Radio.
All right, so here comes Paris.
Just the counterpoint.
Talk about, Paris, go for it, man. I've been waiting for this for a while now.
Okay, we don't have a lot of time, but
I know.
I'll try and keep this short and sweet. This game made me realize that I'm 40 years old. Almost 41 years old.
Okay.
I don't disagree with anything that you guys are saying as far as the enjoyment factor and just the things that you found great out of the game.
Okay.
But for me, and again, let me make this clear. The views and expressions presented right now by Paris do not represent Gamertag Radio. They are my views and my views alone.
Okay.
But in my opinion, I did not enjoy this game at all. And I think part of the reason is
it a style?
Yeah. I can't get into the humor. I can't get into the style and the presentation of this game. As far as just the mechanics of the game being this open world on rails, all fine. Have no issue with that at all. From a technical standpoint, bravo Insomniac Games. You did an outstanding job with this game. It looks beautiful. The controls are fine. Everything's fine gameplay wise. This is truly a video game. That's not the issue here.
And it's fun.
It's not fun. For me.
It's fun. Okay.
For me, that's what I'm saying. This is my opinion. I let you talk for 20 minutes.
All right.
This is my opinion. In my opinion, this is not a fun game. I didn't enjoy myself. I don't feel compelled to get to this end of the game that Danny keeps talking about so that all of a sudden it's going to magically click for me. It's not going to hold. It just simply does not hold my attention. You know, it's not a fun experience for me. And I'm sorry. And I know I'll probably get a bunch of crap for this. It's not funny. I find a lot of the humor very juvenile.
It is.
And maybe 10 years ago, I would have been okay with this, but not anymore. I'm not. As far as my kids go, my son likes playing this game a lot. I wonder why. Ha ha ha. But I also had to turn off, all the profanity filters and all that, because there's a lot of F-bombs being dropped in this game. Yeah. So out of the box, parents, be warned of that. You will need to turn that off because it's.
I was not expecting that at all.
I wasn't either. And when I first started playing it, I was just playing without headphones on. So there was my son right there. And all of a sudden, F this, F that. And it's like, whoa, time out.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not for me. And to me, this game is a great combination of Crackdown, Jet Set Radio,
Infamous.
Infamous. It's basically the Infamous for Xbox One. But like I said, the story and the humor just completely pulls me out of the experience. It's not for me. What I find funny, Portal 2, that's a funny video game to me. You know what I mean? That's something that I can laugh and chuckle at. I wasn't laughing at this. I was rolling my eyes the entire time. And
there was nothing that made you laugh? Like the whole thing was just eye rolling?
No. Like even that Sunset TV thing where the guy
cheesy. I won't
was telling, it was very cheesy to me. It's just, that didn't get me. Like I said, I think I'm over those type of games. It's nothing against the game itself. I understand that there's an audience out there for it, and I understand that a lot of people are going to enjoy this game. I fully expect once the big sites come out with their reviews, it's probably going to be scoring 8s and 9s, no problem. But for Paris
and 7.5.
Oh yeah, Polygon will give it a 6.5. But it's just not a game for me. And like I said, I'm not trying to trash the game. I'm just trying to be honest that I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm enjoying the game when I'm not, because I'm just not.
That's fine. That's fine. Everybody has their opinion. It's not
what I mean.
Look, people are going to understand too that we're all going to have different experience. Some are good and some are bad, and we're not the same when it comes to that. We don't have the same taste, Yeah. Of course, there are going to be some games that we all we love it so much, at the same time. But there's going to be games that we're not going to agree. So that's cool.
Agreed. Yeah, and I've been saying since Comic-Con, because Comic-Con was when I got to play the game. Basically, my opinion has not changed from the Comic-Con experience I had to playing the final game. It's just not for me, because at Comic-Con, you're referencing the 8-player co-op. That's what I was playing at Comic-Con. And I knew then, this is not for me. And then to actually sit there and play the story and hear where the story was going and the humor and everything involved with it, I knew. I was like, this is not a game for me. In my personal opinion, I would say anyone with an Xbox One, go rent it before you spend the $60 on it to see if this is something that appeals to you. Like I said, I just don't know. If anyone were to come to me, hit me up on Twitter or whatever in person and say, Paris, should I get this game? I'm going to tell them no, personally, because.
Are you going to preface that because you didn't find it funny, or is like?
Yeah, and that's what I'm going to say. It didn't engage me enough story-wise, humor-wise to want to play it. Like I don't see me mindlessly playing this and doing side missions and all that, just going through the city. If that's the case, I might as well go play Grand Theft Auto.
I did everything. I did everything except the collecting stuff. So I did all the missions from the story, and I finished all the side quests. So I, because I like the game.
Yeah. So Paris, did you find anything inherently wrong with the game mechanics? Like something you felt like, should have been fixed, been different?
I have a problem with constantly being on to me, what feels like being on rails, where, like you mentioned, once you hit the ground, game over.
You've slowed down.
You need to constantly be traversing above ground, to really get anywhere in the game. So that would be my only complaint gameplay wise is I feel like there should be more diversity when it comes to that. Now, again, like just using Crackdown as the example, Crackdown, a lot of that game, you want to be above ground, you want to be on top of buildings, traversing the city. But there was also points in the game where being on the ground was important as well. And I just don't think that's going to appeal to everyone. And it doesn't appeal to me personally.
Yes.
So
there's definitely a learning curve for learning how to play this game because
you know another example of that is Titanfall. Titanfall, if you're on the ground, you're dead. You know what I mean? You need to constantly be on top of buildings and moving your pilot and getting in Titans, all that. If you just stay on the ground and run around, you're going to die. I feel like that's the same thing that's happening here with Sunset Overdrive. And I just didn't like it.
Gotcha.
All right. So we have a mixed reviews in here. Two yes, one no.
Hey, I'll say this. I'll be, and I'm using air quotes, most likely the vocal minority. I understand my opinion will not be popular. I think the vast majority of people will love this game. Like I said, I'm just a grumpy old man, so don't pay attention.
All right. Fair enough. So if they made it like another Infamous game with this same gameplay ideas, but all super serious, you would like that style of game.
But see, I don't like Infamous.
Oh, okay, so fair enough.
But that's my point. So
what do you don't like about Infamous then? If it's like not the seriousness of the tone,
just the way the open world works. Okay. It's just like I didn't even play the one on PlayStation 4 because I just knew from playing the first two.
If nothing else, you should try that one. That's a great one.
It's a good game.
I think it's better than the previous two for sure.
Let's put it this way. I think we can say this now. I originally remember I was going to review the game, and I knew after Comic-Con I shouldn't be the one to review this game because I knew I wasn't going to enjoy it. Let someone else do it that could, probably have a more unbiased opinion than I do. The only reason I even played it now was basically because Microsoft wanted us all to play it, to give it a fair shot, I did.
I think they're very confident about this game. That's
and they are. Like I said, I'm in the minority here. I understand most people will love this. When the reviews come out, there will be 8s and 9s. I totally get it, just not for me.
Okay, cool. Let's move on. One more game we're going to review now. Let's talk about Fantasia for the Xbox One. You notice there's only Xbox One games that we've been reviewing lately, so hopefully next week that will change.
I thought we were back to Gamertag Radio, but okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, next week I'll be playing, Bayonetta 2, so I'll probably talk about that.
That sounds good.
Hey, yo, what up? All right, so Paris.
Yeah,
let's talk about Fantasia, man.
Yeah, let me start this one off. So we kind of talked about this a little bit during E3 when we got a chance to play it there behind closed doors.
Yes,
I can say having Fantasia in my home, I've been playing it. My 3 kids have literally been fighting each other to play it because they enjoy it so much.
Yes.
If this game would have been at launch for the Xbox One, or at least in the early months of the Xbox One, Kinect, in my opinion, would still be bundled in the box. For me, again, views and expressions are only pairs, right? But for me, this actually showed me what Kinect could do. You know what I mean? In that it has worked above 90% of the time while we've been playing this game.
Yes.
It's virtually been flawless. Playing this game, standing up or sitting down, mind you, has worked great. It recognizes me, recognizes the kids, everything, and we're having a freaking blast playing Fantasia. It's that good.
And here's the thing that I like the most about the game too, is that every time you play, the sound, the music changes every single time. Like, you will start off like just regular song, right? And you're going to have goals. So depending on your goals, if you unlock the goals, then an extra new remix of the song will pop up. And you could pick like the instruments, the vocals, whatever. And then again, when you play the song all over again, there will be another goal with a higher score. Once you unlock that, another like a third remix of that song will get unlocked. And again, you could pick, the drums, the vocals, whatever. But it sounds so good. Like every song I love to play like 2-3 times because I really wanted to hear like the sound, like how it changes and everything, So every time you play, it's going to sound totally different. And you can save your performance and also upload it on YouTube, which is cool. But anything that you like though, Paris, like from those songs, any favorites that stood out for you?
Yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody. Just because I love that song. I love Queen with Freddie Mercury. Like here's the other cool thing about it.
Yeah.
I've been educating my kids on some of these older songs that they have no clue about, like who they are. And again, I'll just use Bohemian Rhapsody for an example. I've been explaining to them who Queen is, who Freddie Mercury specifically is, and that, in my opinion, one of the top 5 voices ever.
Oh, no question.
You know what I mean? Ever.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like my son's not getting it, but we're going through the song and he's having fun and he's starting to understand the words to it. You know what I mean? It's a game that's engaging the entire family, which I think is cool. You know, my wife's off in the corner go, what y'all over there doing? You know what I mean? So she getting into it too. So it's been great, man. If I had a complaint, and
I have one complaint too. So,
and this isn't with the game, actually. It's with the price. I don't think it should
really?
Be, I don't think it should be $60. I think if this
I agree.
I think if this was a $40 game or even better, a $29.99 game, I think a lot more people would pick it up.
I think 40 would have been perfect, not 60. Yeah, but
I kind of think, just real quick, I kind of think the best way to sell this game, since Connect is optional now, is to bundle it with Connect and push it that way. You know what I mean? So to get more people to get Connect, because that's the unfortunate thing is now that Connect is optional, not everyone's going to have it. So if you don't have Connect already, I don't see anyone going, well, let me go spend $150 on Connect and also spend $60 on Fantasia. No one's going to do that. You're almost buying another console at that point.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'll tell you this, like there are certain parts of the game that I was having issues controlling, like picking the song and like navigating to like different parts of the world. Like that was a little bit tricky at first. After a while, I already know what to do and everything, but that part was a little bit kind of weird. Little bit. But, the focus of this game is just the music. So I don't care about the navigating stuff. So
how many tracks are there overall?
Good question. I'm not sure.
Oh, good question. That's a lot of songs, though.
You got a ballpark? It's a ton.
Wow. You know what? I should look up that. Paris, can you look it up? I totally forgot I looked that up.
Well, keep talking while I look it up. That part. Oh, the two-player mode is awesome, too. Paris, I haven't had a chance to play a lot of the 2-player, but what about you and like your family playing it 2-player? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Me and the kids, we've been doing, and again, Connect sees both of us. Works perfectly. It's fine. Which, like me and you did it at E3. We were doing it's basically the same exact thing doing it at home. And yeah, it works fine. You're having fun. And it's cool because
you have to shake both of your hands. Like with the person you're going to play with. And then it continues and unlocks. And you see the second person in there and everything. But see, like playing the game, like I feel like I'm Mickey in the Fantasia movie. Actually, I'm really getting into it and everything with the, with certain parts of the songs and stuff. And I like it, man. I like it a lot. Shout out to Annette. She's the community manager of Harmonix. And she's been a community manager for years. She's in the game. I don't know if you noticed, Paris, but like the introduction, the tutorial where they show you how to play the game, that person that shows you how to play, that's her.
Okay.
I asked her on Twitter, I was like, hey, Annette, is that you? Because I could tell because of their hair. She goes, yeah, that's me. I'm like, okay, knew it. So, but yeah, look, I really didn't want to talk about the story because I want you guys, like for both games, for Sunset Overdrive and Fantasia, because I love people just playing without knowing anything. At least they know the basics.
Yeah, I was about to say, there's a story in Fantasia that interests me a lot, actually. That sounds cool.
There's a story. There's a story in the game. So check it out whenever you get the chance, man. At least
30 songs, another 18 via DLC.
Okay, that's cool for launch. That's not bad, right?
Yeah,
that's great.
Oh, I would say my next favorite song, just before I forget, would probably be the Elton John, the Rocket Man. I don't know, just going through that with the remixes on that is awesome.
Really, really cool remix. Yeah, I like that one, man, too. So, and I loved. Oh my god, what's the name of the song? Holy crap! Hold up. Gorillas. There you go.
Oh, which Gorilla song do they have?
Oh my God, what's the name of that song, Paris?
Is it Feel Good Inc.?
I'm trying.
Yes, it is.
Of course it is.
Is it?
It's the most popular
that
song.
one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that one is featuring De La Soul.
Oh, nice.
De La's in that song.
No, yeah, you're right. It is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's that one.
Yep.
Yeah, go get it, guys. I love it. If you have Connect, try it out.
Yeah.
So, should we answer at least one question, Paris, before we wrap it up?
Sure.
At least one question? Yeah? Okay. So, let me look it up. Wow, my email just disappeared. All right, so we have one fan mail. We had a voicemail too, but we probably play it next week or whatever. So the fan mail, this is from Silver. He doesn't want us to mention his no government name, just nickname. All right, so Silver, shout out to you, man. He said, I have realized that even though there are all these new releases coming out, they all feel the same to me. As a gamer, I want something different, something 100% new to me. Like I believe Paris said, because of Titanfall, with the updates and add-ons and whatnot, their audience goes back to them because it's a new territory to claim. If big name games want to keep me into their game, then they need updates, new game modes, just some new idea. What are your thoughts on this?
I agree.
You agree?
As long as it's not DLC, I agree. I can't stand taking out parts of games to sell it to you later.
Well, yeah, Respawn is the great example of this. Yeah, because all that stuff I was talking about to get me back into Titanfall, it's free. It's not DLC.
Now that is surprising. That's good to hear too.
Yeah. But see, I think that those that they know they're going to be selling a lot of units, those are the ones that always take advantage of the DLC. Like, okay, but let's add these game modes and new maps, and we're going to charge. But the updates so far from Titanfall, the majority has been free. So it's cool to sell, some certain game modes here and there or maps, but not every single time, So props to Respawn. I like that a lot, man. So, but don't you guys really think that everything has been like the same so far this gen?
I totally disagree with that.
I don't think so. I think there's been games that it feels different than anything else I've been playing, like Alien Isolation, Sunset Overdrive, Fantasia. There's games out there that, and even the independent games, like there's a lot of games out there that is totally different from the mainstream stuff. So I have to disagree with that part.
Yeah, I would just say, if you feel the games are the same, try a genre you've never played before. Try something out of your comfort zone. I thought, Alien Isolation is a great example of that. Something completely, usually you play games for fun. No, you play this one for stress. Like, oh, that's cool. And then Sunset Overdrive is just, turn your brain off and go skate around a city. And, that offers me something unique. So, yeah, I've definitely had gamer apathy like that, where I'm just tired of, first-person shooters are definitely guilty of this, of just being the same old. But I think, if anything, this fall has a huge amount of variety. Depending on what platform you have numerous games from both third party and in-house doing things that, kind of appeal to every market, I don't know. If you want to hit us up and tell me a list of games you like, I'll try to find you games you haven't played before to recommend, because there's always something out there that you either missed or you just you haven't given it a chance. Because I'm guilty of that too. I've definitely played things years after the fact and been like, oh, I get it. I don't know why I didn't like this at the time or why I didn't play this. But again, there's no delay in waiting. Black Friday for sure. Wait till that happens and then pick up anything
that's
you
Paris
can get
holiday.
This year. Oh yeah, can't wait for that.
That's Paris holiday, man. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up, guys, because it's been a long day today, man. So head over to gamertagradio.com, post your comments and feedback, and also give us a call, 786-273-7GTR. Email us, fanmail@gamertagradio.com. Next week, we have more topics, more reviews, all that good stuff. Stay tuned only here on Gamertag Radio. Shout out to all the listeners, and let me tell you, this holiday season is looking really, really good.
Cannot wait.
Cannot wait, man. All right, guys, until next week, we are out. Peace.
Kabuki Warriors 7.
See ya.
You're listening to Gamertag Radio. Be sure to like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Tune in next week.